Colorado High School Activities Association football is on Morgan County's B106. B106.com and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Tonight from Legion Field in Fort Morgan. It's the opener of the 2022 season as the defending 3A state champion Fort Morgan Mustangs take on the Conifer Lobos along with Brian Nichols and Kevin Rohde. I'm John Beltran. We are 8 1/2 months removed from a state championship in Pueblo and back at it, and with 17 starters graduating. No doubt, Brian, it's a big task for these Mustangs, but I'm sure they're up to it.
Yeah, that's for sure. It'll be of course, every year it's a new year, but it's going to be different when you lose so many of your starters. But according to Coach Ty Davies, they're up to the challenge. They do have some guys back, so we'll see what they do, the leadership that is there, and it'll be fun tonight. I watched Chase Romero last week. He throws a nice ball. So we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting, that's for sure.
And as Coach Davies, who's celebrating his birthday today, his 39th birthday, said in the Mustang Express, the defense will be ahead of the offense, and that's no surprise, Kevin, that's going to be the case here going into the season.
Well, that's a given pretty much every season, but it's particularly true this year because they have a little bit more depth coming back from last year. The other comment on the depth is you don't go and win a state championship with the 22 starters. You got a lot of kids that come in and spell them when they're gassed and play when they got a little ding. So a lot of these kids have a lot of experience.
Well, look what happened last year. They had an injury defensively, and a freshman in Noah Aguirre really stepped up in the playoffs. A freshman who now is seasoned as a sophomore, but David Keller, obviously, he took virtually all of the snaps last year defensively. He'll be in the backfield. And, Brian, they picked up a kid from Mississippi who could be very valuable, maybe on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, that's for sure. It sounds like Keyshawn Johnson.
Almost like Keyshawn, the former NFL wide receiver, but it's spelled a little bit differently.
He should be a good prospect here for the Mustangs this year. Offensively and defensively, so just hope that they use him.
Well, and here's another key with special teams. If you get in field goal range, you've got Brandon Marquez back. He was huge in the playoffs last year, especially with those 3 field goals against Lutheran. How many times have we talked about special teams? Years ago, they were Fort Morgan's detriment, and that really picked up last year.
Right. You have to be able to play on all 3 squads. Offense, defense, and special teams. And we'll see this year whether that plays out again, that Fort Morgan can have a great special teams year.
Well, the opening kickoff tonight is brought to you by Premier Farm Credit. For over 100 years, they've been providing affordable, reliable, and consistent credit. Visit PremierACA.com. And Conifer, dressed in their white uniforms, will kick it off. That might be the same guy they had last year, and Jared Dixon, pretty good kicker. And this is brand new because Ortega and Fajardo, they were big in the return game last year. This year, it'll be David Keller and Samson Ortega. Keller is senior, Ortega is only a sophomore. But you remember, Ortega's have been returning kicks for years. Jacob was returning kicks as a freshman.
Yep. As long as we got the Ortegas back there, we'll be good.
Dixon to kick it off. The Mustangs in their maroon uniforms with the white pants. And the 2022 season is underway. A high end-over-end kick. Backing up is Ortega, and it goes into the end zone after it went off his hands at the 1-yard line. That's a good thing. If he fields it at the 1, that could have been a disaster. And quite frankly, he misread that football. It was just flying and flying. And it would have probably landed on the 1 or the goal line, but the Mustangs will start at their own 20-yard line.
There's a pretty good left to right wind blowing right now, and that just caused that ball to float a little bit more than he thought.
Starting lineup brought to you by B&B Appliance. Put the live read information. That's B&B Appliance. And the starting quarterback is Chase Romero, under center. David Keller in the backfield, off to his left, 4 yards behind center. Same formation as last year in terms of looking over at the sideline. On the inside slot to the left, he got a lot of playing time last year, is a junior, Oscar Ramirez. And this will be a handoff to Keller running right side. Nice gain across the 20 to about the 24. Before he stacked up, it's a gain of 4. Looks like Grady Forsyth was in on the hit for Conifer. A defensive end at 6'4", 210. Second down and 6 yards to go for Fort Morgan. A good start for the Mustangs.
Yeah, we'll take 4 yards every shot.
Johnson is the outside receiver. To the left, Angel Lopez on the inside slot. Lopez a sophomore, Johnson a senior. Second down and 6. Keller remains in the backfield. A modified pistol formation. Man in motion to the left is Chase Redding. He resets. Romero has the snap, and he will hand it off, and then the ball is loose, and Romero falls on it. That ball got stuck in the gut of the running back, Keller, and he never got it completely, and Romero fell on it. And those mistakes are to be anticipated first week of the season. No gain. Third down and 6.
It's just important on telling those kids we've got to respond from those mistakes with some positives. So we'll see how they attack this 3rd and 6.
It's a short 6 with a ball just between the 24 and the 25-yard line. 2 receivers split out to the right, 1 to the left. To the left of the quarterback, Romero is Keller. Now he's going to go close to under center and retreat at the 20-yard line. Romero awaits the snap. 3-step drop, looks to his left, throws, and it's caught. A diving reception by Johnson at the 31. It's a gain of 7. Beautifully placed along the left sideline. First down for the Mustangs on a 3rd and 6.
First down.
Yeah, he put that pass where it was only going to be caught by Johnson. There wasn't any chance for the defense to be able to get that ball.
First and 10 at their own 31-yard line. The Mustangs have won the last 2 meetings in the series. They destroyed Conifer last year on a Friday night. On first down, handoff to Keller, running off right tackle, and he bowls his way towards the 34, still on his feet, and he's down just shy of the 35. Let's see what they give him. One official's got the 34. The other's got the 35. The ball is yet to be spotted. Nonetheless, it's a gain of at least 3. Well, we'll call it close to 4. Second down and a long 6. 2 carries for 8 yards.
Second down.
For David Keller, 9:48 to go in the opening quarter. First drive of the game for the Fort Morgan Mustangs, who last year on December 4th defeated Meade 21-17 for the 3A state title. And the Mustangs taking time off the play clock. They don't want to hurry themselves too much. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Now Keller resets, naked backfield, second down and 6. Back to throw Romero, out to his right, wide open Keller at the 39. He spins off a tackle at the 45. First down across the 50. He's breaking tackles, and he's dragged out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. A big gainer for the Mustangs. And the ball will be spotted. Let's see if he got the 30 at all.
31.
First down.
It's a gain of 34 yards and a first down on the pass from Romero to Keller. You know, that looks very similar to what happened last year when they would isolate Frank Ortega out of the backfield. First and 10 for the Mustangs at the 31-yard line of Conifer. They've already traveled 49 yards on this drive. 2 receivers out to the right. Romero, play action. A bubble screen to the left, caught by Johnson. He cuts it to the inside of the 30, and then he's dragged down, but it took a few guys to get him down at about the 27 for a gain of 4 on that little wide receiver screen. I like that play because he's got a lot of athleticism, Kevin.
Yeah, he was doing a good job of trying to find the hole and finally turned it up and got the best yardage he could find.
Second down.
4-yard gain, second down.
And we'll call it 6 for the 27-yard line. This is the 7th play of the drive for Fort Morgan. All of them have gone well except the fumble that Romero fell on. Boy, this will be a huge confidence booster just to get the season started with a score. On second down and 6, the quarterback, Romero, is going to keep it himself. Run up the middle to the 25. Then he's dragged down around the shoulder pads to the 22. That's a nice fake on that handoff, a gain of 5 before he's tackled there by, looked like somebody in the middle of the line. Third down and a yard to go for Fort Morgan at the 22-yard line of Conifer.
It's always good to have a quarterback that can, do the fake and run the ball as well. Briggs Wheatley was huge last year with that.
Well, let's face it, a good part of this game is deception. And if Romero can pull off what Wheatley did, that's a huge positive. Third down and 1 from the 22. 4 down territory here but you don't want to get to a 4th down, and now Fort Morgan has to call a timeout, as setting up at that backfield was Aiden Derry, a senior. So we'll keep it right here. Off of that timeout. Keeping banking simple with no monthly maintenance fees and no monthly minimum balances. High Plains Bank. Visit highplainsbank.com. And the thing is that they're methodically taking time off the clock, nearly 4.5 minutes. This is Fort Morgan football at its best, even though it's virtually a brand new squad out there.
Yeah, but it's the same thing they do every year. It's ball control. And that's what they're wanting to do right now, and that's what they are doing. That front line, offensive line, is doing a good job making holes and giving Chase time to throw the ball.
This is Morgan County's B106 KPRB Brush Fort Morgan. I'm John Beltran with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde. The defending 3A state champion Fort Morgan Mustangs on the first drive of the game with a 3rd and 1 at the Conifer 22-yard line. 4 yards behind center once again is Romero. He'll keep it himself up the middle, and he's got a 1st down. He's right at the stick. He's still going. I mean, he is right at the stick, and they drag him back. I don't think that's a very good spot there. Let's see, they might have to measure. He might actually, he's either right at the stick or he's a little bit short.
They're saying 4th down. He's about a half a yard short.
Yeah, no gain, even though he picked up some inches, 4th down, and just inches to go at the 21-yard line. Maybe they give it to Aiden Derry here. Yeah, I think they were definitely anticipating Romero carrying that football, as the Mustangs have chewed up nearly 5.5 minutes on this first drive. 4th and 1. There's Romero, left side, and he's going to get a 1st down, it looks like. Yep, he's got a 1st down. And he lowered that left shoulder, and he's just inside the 21. It's only a gain of 1, but he needed about 6 to 8 inches.
Helping out on the stop, number 53, Brendan Wilson.
Yeah, they created just enough of a hole there for him to get that 1st down. It was just barely there. They got to get the change set on the other side yet.
You know what a good football game is? A quick football game, and so far it's going lightning fast because the Mustangs are controlling the tempo right now.
And you know that offensive coordinator for Conifer's over there worrying about, we're going to run out of time. How are we going to respond? You just put that little bit of pressure on them when you eat up the clock.
1st and 10 for the 21 of Conifer. Romero 4 yards behind center. Play action. Looks to throw. Pressure coming out to his right. Wide open Ramirez at the 18-yard line. Ramirez to the 10. Ramirez with a 1st down at the 9-yard line. It's a gain of 12. Wide open on the right side was Oscar Ramirez. And Brian, Chase Romero's 4 for 4.
Yeah, he's looking good back there, and he had just enough time to get that ball out to the out there on the slant. Well, it was really a slant out to in the
It's kind of like
flat out there to Ramirez.
Kind of leaked out of the backfield.
Yep.
1st and goal at the 9. The Mustangs have traveled 71 yards on this drive, but it's not over yet. This will be the 10th play of the drive. Make it the 11th play of the drive. Naked backfield from the 9, and it looked like there was movement, and there was on the side of the Conifer Lobos. That should give Fort Morgan a 1st and goal now at about the 5 or 4.5. Let's see what the call is.
Okay, on this side it was out against Conifer.
Illegal procedure, Fort Morgan. That's a big penalty.
Now, false start on the offense.
That'll take it back to the 14. That could change the play call.
5-yard penalty.
No score. We have 5.5 to go. The Mustangs have chewed up 6.5 minutes, and the clock is rolling off the penalty. First and 10. Make it 1st and goal for the Mustangs at the 14-yard line. Again, naked backfield. Romero, 5-step drop, looking to throw over the middle. The pass is going to be incomplete, broken up near the 2-yard line, intended for David Keller. First incomplete pass.
He was lucky on that one.
Yeah, that it didn't get picked off.
Yep. The kid on the ground had it. He just bounced right off his shoulder pads and out on the ground.
Pass was defended by number 4, Ryan McHugh.
Well, don't go for the home run. I know the home run is not far away, but look at the pass they threw to Ramirez.
Yep.
You don't want a field goal out of this, not with the opening drive. Then you start questioning yourself how well you could do with the red zone. I mean, the run is still a possibility here. Second down and goal from the 14-yard line. Man in motion to the left. Resetting, naked backfield. Romero rolls to his left, still rolling, throwing along the left sideline, incomplete. That is intended for Angel Lopez at about the 5. Third down and goal.
Number 23, Angel Lopez.
No, they're not utilizing the running game here at
No.
all.
Bring up third down.
No, and he was well covered, too. There was no way he was going to get that in there.
And now you have to pass. And what might work here is a screen, too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just suck in that defense. Third and goal from the 14-yard line. This will be a mini victory for Conifer if they can keep Fort Morgan out of the end zone. Romero looks to his right, out to his left. That screen is caught by Lopez along the left sideline of the 10, and he spun down at about the 8. It was a wide receiver screen, which picks up about 6 yards.
Angel Lopez on the.
But we're going to see a field goal attempt. How about this? 5 different receivers.
Bring up fourth down.
5 different receivers, or is it 4? I should say 4 on this drive. And now, Brandon Marquez will attempt about a 25-yard field goal. Charlie Langford is the holder from left to right. Awaiting the snap. That kick is up, and that kick. We lost the signal at this point, but Brandon Marquez nailed a 25-yard field goal as the Mustangs took a 3-0 lead on their first drive of the season. An excellent drive for the Mustangs, 72 yards. But Brian, 14 plays, and they did not get into the end zone, but they did get the field goal from Brandon Marquez, 25-yarder. And we mentioned at the outset, he's going to be a key all season.
Yeah, that is for sure. That he was a big part of the offense last year, and he's going to be again this year. That's for sure.
For the kickoff.
But they did get some points out of it. Took quite a bit of time off the clock. Not quite 8 minutes off the clock. So.
Yeah, that was excellent. Yeah, exactly. Yep, 7 minutes and 42 seconds. Well, the kickoff will come from Marquez. Seth Goodrich is back there. And he's going to come up and receive the football at about the 15-yard line. He's got to see to the 20. Then he's held up hard at the 25-yard line. Talk about an open field tackle. And that was made beautifully by Miguel Davila, a sophomore, for a return of about 10 yards. Good special teams so far for the Mustangs.
Yeah, looking good right now. They had good coverage on that one. That was a good stick on that tackle, that's for sure.
Wyatt Nichols is the junior quarterback. Conifer, 1st and 10, just past their own 25-yard line. Their feature running back is Nick Hudson. He's in the backfield to the right of the quarterback, 5 yards behind center. This will be a give on a counter running left to Hudson, and he's going to be dragged down maybe behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 1. Too many Mustangs out there as far as Conifer is concerned. And one of those, besides Ramirez, was Colin Duckworth, one of the starters from last year's team. It's a loss of about a yard. 2nd down, and 11 to go at the 25. Quickly up to the line of scrimmage, out of the shotgun. Pass out in the left flat is caught along the sideline. That's a gain of about 7 or 8. And that catch, see who made that catch. That was Forsythe, I believe.
Numbers aren't very easy to read.
No, he said Wyatt Nichols. That can't be Nichols. He can't throw it to himself. It's a gain of 8. On 3rd down, rolling out to his right, Nichols throws on the run. That pass is caught by Forsythe, and that's going to be a 1st down. That's a gain of 8 as 2 Mustangs combined for the hit. Adam Montez and Nate Dahl, but it's a gain of 8.
Number 8, Grady Forsythe. Gain is good for 8.
So 2 8-yard passes. And now quickly up again to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. 3-0 Fort Morgan. And there's the give on the left side and the breaking 1 tackle, but not a second. Looks like Hudson for a gain of 2 to the 42. Mustangs got to be in shape for this game, man. They're right up to the line of scrimmage again. Christian Velasquez in on the hit, 2nd down.
Number 13, Nicholas Hudson.
And 8 to go. Trips to the left, 1 receiver to the right with 1 setback. It's a pistol formation. Nichols awaits a snap, 4 yards behind center. Nichols will hand it off up the middle to Hudson, and he runs into some Mustangs, but then he bowls his way across the 45 to about the 47. We'll give him 5 yards in the play, 3rd down and 3 to go, where the Mustangs are taking time. Conifer's wasting no time, Kevin.
Yeah, sounds a lot like the Lutheran plan I was reading, where Lutheran's planning to run a play every 13 seconds or something like that.
3-0 Fort Morgan. 2 minutes, 5 seconds to go opening quarter in the opening game of the season. 3 receivers out to the right, 3rd down and 3. And there is a quarterback keeper running to his left, back to the middle. That's going to be a 1st down across the 45 to the 43. And there's a Mustang down. That's a gain of about 10. Oh, is that quarterback wearing a different? Maybe that's Kozar, yeah. Okay, that's Jackson Kozar. That's the quarter. I thought I saw 11 out there. Okay, so Kozar is the quarterback. Nonetheless, a gain of 10. 1st and 10, just shy of the 43-yard line. So Nichols did catch that one pass. Well, no, now I see 11 out there.
Yeah.
I thought I saw a 10, and then maybe they're going with a 2-quarterback set. All right, now I'm all confused.
Well, it's really hard to read those numbers, that's for sure.
Well, white uniforms, and the numbers are not much darker than that.
Right.
Nonetheless, that's an illegal procedure against Conifer. It'll be 1st down and 15 at the Mustang 48. The Mustangs traveled 72 yards in 7 minutes and 42 seconds. Brandon Marquez, a 25-yard field goal. This is only the 2nd drive of the entire game, and we're down to 1:12 to go. On 1st and 15, back to throw, 2-step drop, and now stepping up in the pocket and dragged down. No gain there is Nichols. That probably goes as a sack for Victor Villalobos.
That was one of those coverage sacks where he had nowhere to go with the ball, so he had to tuck it and run.
2 receivers out to the left and 2 to the right. 2nd and 15 for the Mustang 47-yard line. Well, give him a yard, I guess. Nichols with a 5-step drop, looks deep up the left side. That pass is going to be nearly picked off by Johnson, incomplete at about the 19-yard line. Johnson thought he should have had that, Brian.
Yeah, I thought he should have too. He was right in position. But there was a lot of people right there in that one area, and he just couldn't come down with it.
That was well defended by the Mustangs.
Villalobos checks out of the game. 3rd down and 14 to go at the 47-yard line of the Mustangs. Now, if they don't pick up about 7 or 8 yards here, I think they would punt to establish field position. But if they get in the area of 7, 8 yards, they might go for it, especially if they get inside the 40. On 3rd and 14, Mustangs coming on a blitz up the middle, pump faking, throwing deep up the left side. Johnson's out there, and it's incomplete. He was the defender on the play. When I said he's out there, I think if that ball hung a little bit more, it would have been an interception. That was incredible defense by Kayshawn Johnson.
Yeah, he was right in his pocket. Well, I don't know if they have pockets on these uniforms, but if they did, he was right in there with him. So, going to force him to punt.
And I'd say we get a number on the punter. Like Kevin said, tough to see.
Although this last part is 2, whatever
Yeah.
the first part is.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That could be Benson White. Standing at his own 39, 4th and 14. A low snap, no rush, low line drive. It'll be fielded at the 12 to the 15-yard line. Running along the left side to the 20. That is Adam Montez. And he's down at the 25-yard line as the tackle was made by Cohen Sykes, a senior. 2nd drive for the Mustangs. 16 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Fort Morgan leads by a field goal.
Is that who was holding down there on the extra point? That was number 15 that held. Is that Charlie Langford?
It was Montez. Langford's been holding before, but I guess maybe it was Montez.
They say Charlie's number is supposed to be like
98, yeah.
89 or something.
Yeah, 89, you're right. I was transposing those numbers. 1st and 10 for the 25. Man in motion to the right. And there's the give on the right side to Lopez. Cuts it back to the inside to the 30. He's got speed. He spins across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Angel Lopez with a beautiful carry for the Mustangs. Another first down, picking up where they left off on the first drive, and that is the end of the opening quarter with a score, Fort Morgan 3, Conifer nothing. You're listening to Mustang football on your home of the defending 3A state champions, Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's start the second quarter. John Beltran with Brian Nichol and Kevin Rohde. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at their own 36-yard line. Fort Morgan leads Conifer 3-0 on the opening night of the football season. Brush Bee Diggers tomorrow night on 1010 KSIR. Out of the pistol formation. Romero, play action, looks to throw deep up the right side. Johnson is out there. It's incomplete. Oh, just overthrew him at the 35-yard line of Conifer. He was defended by Teddy Arnold. If that had maybe a little bit more air on it, we could have seen a touchdown. We could have seen something go in the distance.
Yeah, I think, like you said, just a little more air under that. He had him beat by a couple of steps.
And that'll give us the underneath pass anytime we want it after that.
Yeah, nice to be able to stretch the field and then open things up underneath, like you said.
Haven't seen much of the run lately. 2nd down and 10 from the 35. Keller, the lone setback to the right of the quarterback. 2 receivers out to the right. Ramirez on the inside slot. And Romero, low snap, hands it off to Keller. Big hole, cuts it up the middle to the 40. He's still on his feet, and he's down at the 44-yard line for a gain of 8. Nice cutback from the right to the left. And it's now 3rd down and 2. Only the 3rd carry for David Keller. David Keller has 3 carries for 16 yards.
It's good to see David having a good game.
3rd down and 2, and Romero keeps the ball himself, and he's across the 45. He's short of the first down, and let me tell you, that was the right decision made by Romero, because bolting through was Jackson Kozar. He would have thrown David Keller for about a 3-yard loss. Yep. Instead, it's 4th and 1, and the Mustangs are going to go for it. That's a way to read the defense if you're the quarterback.
Yeah, you got to be able to do that.
Because if it's 4th and 4, I think they're punting. But 4th and 1, even on their own side of the field, this is confidence if they can pick it up. 4th and 1 at the 45. 8 up at the line of scrimmage, low snap, and Keller gets the ball, and he's going to be, he stretches out the football for a first down.
Yep.
Oh, man, what a play by David Keller. He was held up short, and then as he was going down, he extended the ball to the 47-yard line.
No replays in high school football.
That's called high IQ. Yeah, because the knee could have been down, but who cares?
Yeah.
That is good IQ. That was a smart play by him.
1st and 10 at the 47. A special shout out to John and Amy Prouty, the Prouty family, huge supporters of Mustang sports, and Mike and Joan Blossom as well. They've been here for 6 years and have supported Mustang athletics. On 1st down, Romero with a keeper running to his left, and he's back down at the line of scrimmage off that option left. Tackle for behind once again by Jackson Kozar. They're not blocking him. He's been in on a lot of plays. 2nd down and 10.
Number 10, Jackson
Romero has 6 carries for 7 yards. So they're really containing the quarterback whenever he's got the football. But again, blocking schemes are also a challenge beginning of the season, Brian.
Yeah, it is a challenge, but Josh Langford they'll look at this at halftime and see if they can straighten some of that out, I'm sure.
And now we have the second timeout called by the Mustangs. 9 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Second quarter, Fort Morgan 3, Conifer nothing. Second drive of the game. Yeah, we knew one thing. This wouldn't be the score of last year.
No.
This offense has a lot of talent, but it's very green. Very raw, very inexperienced. All basically the same word there. And it takes time, and that means you'll have to utilize timeouts that you would normally not utilize with a veteran squad.
This is the time you want to do it. I mean, you've got early on here, your league games don't start until, 5 weeks down the road. So this is when you want to work on things, get things taken care of in the non-league games. But it all goes towards your RPI, that's for sure. So Fort Morgan has a pretty tough schedule, so their RPI should be pretty good this year.
Mustangs won 13 games a year ago. Conifer won 3. 2nd down and 10. Fort Morgan at their own 47, and we're going to have a false start, I believe, against Fort Morgan. I think somebody moved quickly, or early, I should say.
Or maybe didn't get completely set. They tried to trick them and go without the little look to the sideline.
It was a quick snap.
False start on the offense, 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
2nd and 15 to go for Fort Morgan at their own 42-yard line. Next Friday night will be in Brush. Mustangs at Beat Diggers will be playing their second games of the season. Trips to the right. 2nd and 15 at their own 42-yard line. Back to throw. Here's a screen set up, and it's going to be tipped and caught by Keller, but he's going to be taken down at the line of scrimmage. He caught it off the deflection and maybe lost half a yard. It'll go as a completion, but no gain. Second reception for Keller. Biggest play of the game, a 34-yarder.
Fort Morgan had Conifer out of rotation. They had 3 receivers to the right and only 2 defenders.
Checking in for the Mustangs is the sophomore Noah Aguirre. 3rd down and a long 15 to go shy of the 42-yard line. 3-0 Fort Morgan on a 25-yard field goal from Brandon Marquez. Romero waits a snap. Back to throw. Plenty of protection. Pumps. Throws it over the middle. Caught by Johnson along the sideline now to the 30. Johnson into a defender as he ran out to his left. And it's a first down on a 3rd and 15. Yeah, it was actually slanted towards the sideline. A beautiful play out of bounds at about the 23. It's a gain, let's see, of 35 yards and a first down.
They had both wide receivers crossing, and Johnson came open. That was perfectly thrown.
What a beautifully thrown ball. Gorgeously thrown ball. I thought it was going middle, but it was actually slanted towards the left sideline. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line of Conifer. The Mustangs threatening. Again, low snap, handoff to Keller, and he squeezes out maybe half a yard, if even that. He was stood up right there. He's still on his feet, but his knee was down. And the initial penetration from Austin Nolmeyer, a senior defensive tackle. And now I can see why the Mustangs are throwing the ball so much. Not much success with a running game. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, Conifer's putting 8 in the box up there, and they know they can stop the run that way.
2nd and 10 at the 23. Romero bobbles a snap, runs to his right, and he's going to be stood up at the 21. There's too many Lobos in there. He really didn't have a seam. He might have taken off a little bit too early. You know, sometimes you got to back off a little bit and wait for it to open up. 3rd down and 8 to go. It is field goal territory, but you don't want to settle for another field goal. 3rd and 8 at the 21-yard line. 7:44 to go, second quarter. Fort Morgan 3, Conifer nothing. Brian, I think you got to isolate Kayshawn Johnson again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they need to get him out in the open. I think he's standing on the sideline, though.
Yep, he is. Trips to the 2 to the left. Now the wide receiver screen to the right is off the hands of Lopez, incomplete.
They had that pretty well defended. He might have gotten 5 yards, but would have been short of the first.
I think they're going to go for it. This would be an awfully long, 38 yards doesn't seem long, but the high school level,
that's a long field goal.
That's a fairly long field goal, especially first game of the season. On 4th down and 8 to go from the 21-yard line. Lopez and Redding, the receivers to the right. Now Johnson's in there, and he's by himself to the left. There's no doubt you got to go for him. I think you pump right and throw left. On 4th and 8 from the 21. Romero looks to his right. Now he's going to heave it over the middle. Johnson, complete. That's going to be a first down. Kayshawn Johnson to about the 5, maybe the 4. It's a gain of 17, and the drive continues for the Mustangs.
What a perfect pass. Did you see where he had his hands when he caught that? Right out here in front of him. He didn't let it get to his chest or anything. That ball was right. It's real soft hands.
Yeah, that's a good pickup off season to have him transfer in.
Yeah.
1st and goal at the 4. Now let's see if he utilized the running game with David Keller. Keller has the football up the middle, drives towards the end zone. Keller is down at the goal line. He'll pick up 3 yards.
I think that's Aiden Derry, wasn't it?
Oh, I think you're right.
23, Angel Lopez.
Nope, it's Lopez. You're right.
2nd down and 1.
And now I think there's a flag down. Nope. There's a timeout called by Conifer, and that's a good timeout. They weren't ready.
Flag on the field.
It was Lopez with a carry. And the Mustangs have 1 remaining and Conifer with 2 remaining after that timeout.
Yeah, we heard that coming from the booth next to us.
Yeah.
They yelled timeout, and they got it in time.
Where did this drive started at the 20-yard line
Yep.
as well? Yeah. Mustangs went 72 yards in their first drive and 79 so far in this drive. Midway through quarter number 2. Second down and goal from the 1. Yeah, you got to keep this simple. You can have your quarterback run it in, but he's had very little success, but you only need a yard. Aiden Derry is in the backfield. Second and goal from the 1. Man in motion, low snap, handoff to Derry. I don't think he got it. Did he? Yep, he did. Touchdown for the Mustangs. Aiden Derry right up the middle. He stayed low and got that ball across the goal line, and the Mustangs lead 9-0.
Number 33,
Yeah, they've got to work on that snap back to the quarterback. That he's having to pick that up off the ground every time, but it is working for them right now.
Now the extra point to be attempted. Montez is the holder. It's not Langford. The snap is there. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 6 minutes, 40 seconds to go. Second quarter. Fort Morgan 10, Conifer nothing. Mustang football is brought to you in part by Better Electric on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Mustangs went 80 yards. How many plays there, Brian?
14.
14 plays for the Mustangs. A 1-yard plunge by Aiden Derry. And it's 10-0 Fort Morgan. Brandon Marquez to kick it off. Mustangs so far in special teams have been outstanding. This kickoff is along the left sideline, fielded at the 2-yard line, along the right side of the 10, stutter stepping and down at the 14-yard line. Off the return
Mason Murphy on the return.
by Murphy.
Stop near the 15-yard line.
I don't even see a Murphy on the roster, but I'll take the PA's word for it. There's a flag down at the end of the play. That's going to be a personal foul face mask against Fort Morgan. All of a sudden, the field position's pretty good. It goes from the 14 to the 29.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't see that flag till just now.
Had to be at the very end.
That's
Well,
too
there's
bad. Go ahead.
Against the Mustangs.
This Kayshawn Johnson, what a difference maker so far. Heck of an athlete.
15-yard penalty.
And now,
First and 10, Conifer.
it's first and 10 at their own 29. Nichols, the quarterback, with 2 spread out to the right, 1 to the left. Nichols will hand it off to Hudson, right up the gut. Nearly lost control of the football across the 30 to the 31. It's a gain of 2. Chase Redding was around the football. Second down and 8 to go on that gain from Nick Hudson, who's got 4 carries for 8 yards. They got to get the passing game going. 4 yards behind center is Nichols. Man in motion to the left. Second down and 8. And there's the keeper running left. And then the ball is loose. Nichols got a fall on it, but he tries to pick it up and run with it. And it's a bigger loss down at the 18-yard line.
Picked up by the Lobos.
It's a loss of 13.
That kind of naked bootleg, and he got out there, and all of a sudden there was 3 defenders, and he had nowhere to go.
And Noah Aguirre was one of them. 13-yard loss there for Nichols. And all of a sudden, it's third down and 21. They're going to spread 2 receivers each side. Conifer trails 10-0. 5:20 to go, second quarter. Hudson to the right of the quarterback. 3-step drop, looking to throw. Pressure coming deep up the right side. The pass is going to be broken up at the 41-yard line. Getting his right hand in there was Nate Dahl. If he doesn't get his right hand in, that's going to be a complete pass.
Yeah, he had to come back to that. He'd overrun the play and came back. That ball was, I think, he held up a little bit by the wind.
Right.
And but he got back there just in time. What a great defensive play.
I was a little worried because he had his other hand on the receiver, but he clearly got to the ball first and didn't affect the play.
Right. now Conifer to punt. I want to make sure they have 11 out there. Right now they have 10, and the 11 just came on. Johnson is at the 45 of Conifer, but it's going to be punted the other way. Got to watch out you don't get near that football. It's out of bounds near midfield. Punt goes for about 31 yards.
Best offensive position to start for Fort Morgan of the game.
Benson White, the punter there. Yeah, by far their best field position. They started at the 20 and at the 20, and now 49 yards away from the land of no hash marks.
I've been pretty impressed with this group so far tonight. Looking good for a first game.
And Brian's not an easy man to satisfy when it comes to
Darn
football.
sure. That's what I've heard, yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, that is a tremendous endorsement. 1st and 10 for the 49. Out of the pistol formation with Keller in the backfield. 2 receivers out to the right side. To the left is Kayshawn Johnson. He's had a huge game so far. Chase Romero. Screen out to the right. It's incomplete. Somebody ran the wrong way. It was either Redding or Angel Lopez that took off too quickly. I have a feeling it might have been Redding because he was much closer to the football.
Defender by number 12.
But I'm not sure. I mean, you really don't know.
2nd down.
And that's already the 13th pass attempt by Chase Romero. They're very confident in his throwing ability.
He throws a nice ball. He's accurate. Most of the time he's pretty accurate anyway.
2nd down and 10 for the 49. You want to eat up some clock, too. You don't want this drive to go for about a minute. Romero waits a snap. Let's see if it's a good one. He's had a lot of low. That's a good snap. He rolls out to his right. Still rolling, throwing deep up the side. It's going to be incomplete. It is dropped by Lopez at the 21. It would have been a 1st down and maybe a touchdown. That's off his hands. That's a pretty darn good throw there.
Yeah, he should have had that. That was right off his hands. They'll be talking to him about that.
Well, that's a well-designed play. Very well-designed play. 3rd down and 10.
That'll bring up 3rd
I think Conifer might call another timeout because that was a broken coverage in the secondary. Lopez was wide open.
Timeout, Conifer.
Yep. He'll be thinking about that. He won't let that happen again.
Since 2003, Western Engineering Consultants has been providing big firm product with small firm relationships. Visit westerneci.com for more. That's Western Engineering Consultants. 10-0 Fort Morgan, 2nd quarter. 4:57 to go. They've only held the ball for, 25, 30 seconds, Brian?
Yep. Yeah, it started at 5:06, yeah. 9 seconds.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a slow-moving clock because that last play seemed like that went 6 or 7 alone. That's a slow-moving clock. 3rd down and 10 to go at the 49-yard line of Conifer. 2 receivers to the left and 2 to the right. Romero with Oscar Ramirez to his left.
Looks like they're double covering Johnson now.
Yeah.
Well, they have to. He's too good of an athlete. On 3rd down. Romero back to throw. Out to his right. It's going to be picked off. And this is going to go the other way for a touchdown at the 20 to the 10 to the 5. And gone. I think that might be Benson White.
Touchdown, Conifer.
51 yards on the interception return. And Conifer's back in the game. It's 10-6.
Yeah, bad break on that pass. That defender made a really good job of cutting in front of the receiver, and no one was there.
Jared Dixon to attempt the extra point. I think the last Thursday night game we did was against Northridge last year, and Briggs Wheatley was picked off for a pick 6. And Fort Morgan survived, winning that game 23-20. Well, Conifer right back in it. Awaiting the snap. The extra point is up. There's a flag down. That's going to be offsides against Fort Morgan.
Got a flag on the play.
See if they want to go for 2.
Nah, that'd be a huge risk. Too early in the game. I mean, you're a little bit closer.
Snap, encroachment on defense. That penalty is declined.
They're declining it, but you get closer for the kick. That's not necessarily a benefit. Well, one thing is clear, Fort Morgan has got to establish a running game.
Yep.
That's part of where they're behind, as Coach was saying, getting those blocking schemes figured out.
And now there was movement on the Conifer side, and they're going to know, but at first it was another Fort Morgan offside. You know, blocking an extra point is very difficult. I wouldn't even try it here. At some point, I mean, unless Conifer's just going to decline it every time. And I think they're going to decline it again.
Prior to the snap, encroachment on the defense.
I think they accepted it that time. They didn't accept
Well,
it
they're going to
last.
go for the 18-yard extra point. But yeah, be more disciplined if you're the Mustangs. It's only an extra point. This isn't for the game. Awaiting the snap. There it is. The kick is up. And that is good. 4:47 to go before halftime. Fort Morgan 10. Conifer 7 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. A 51-yard interception return for Benson White. And Conifer is right back into the game with 4:47 to go, second quarter. Fort Morgan 10 and the Conifer Lobos 7. Jared Dixon to kick it off. Mustangs need a big return. Be nice if Fort Morgan takes this right into halftime with perhaps a 17-7 lead.
Let's all rise for the kickoff.
Dixon runs up to the football. And that is a high end over end along the left sideline, fielded by Ortega at the 15, now to the 20, across the field. That's Keller, though, and he's down at about the 25. David Keller taken down there, another impressive return. And the Mustangs will have one timeout, but plenty of time. Just over 4.5 minutes to go in the second.
Kickoff is returned to the 25-yard line.
But clearly they have to establish multiple weapons here. It's been Kayshawn Johnson. David Keller did have that 33 or 34-yard catch out of the backfield.
But you don't want to end up having a 3 and out really quick either.
If you can run the ball, 1st and 10 at the 25. Romero rolls to his right, throws on the run, incomplete. Threw it behind Ramirez and in front of Angel Lopez around the 33-yard line. 2nd down and 10.
And on the coverage, number 8, Grady Forsyth.
There's just a lot of congestion there where he's been trying to throw the ball lately. But that pick six was that's a long throw out to the side out there like that. Try to get those complete.
We haven't really thrown in the middle. We threw that one crossing play that went for long yardage on the last drive, or the 2 drives before.
2nd down and 10 from the 25. Low snap, handoff to Keller along the right side. He's spun down after a gain of 3 to the 28-yard line. Conifer is building some confidence on defense.
Number 22, David Keller.
After Fort Morgan moved the ball rather effectively, Grady Forsyth in on the hit for Keller. That's a 6th carry for 21 yards.
Timeout, Conifer.
Wow, Conifer's used their, no, did they use their final timeout?
Yep, Conifer did.
Well, they do have plenty of time. I'm surprised they used it this early. But then again, high school football, you pick up a 1st down, then you're fine, because the clock stops at least for the movement of the chains.
They probably see this as a pivotal play that if they can stop them here on 3rd and long, they want to have the right defense in and coach those kids up.
Fort Morgan 10, Conifer 7, 4 minutes, 14 seconds to go, second quarter. Brandon Marquez with a 25-yard field goal, Aiden Derry with a 1-yard plunge. And then with that 10-0 lead, Chase Romero was picked off a 51-yard interception return for Benson White. And now Conifer in a favorable position defensively with the Mustangs facing a 3rd down and 7 at their own 28-yard line. Huge play here. Huge play coming up.
3rd down for the Mustangs after the timeout.
Johnson is the receiver to the left. He is isolated. The other two receivers out to the right. That's Lopez and Redding. On 3rd down and 7. Now in the slot to the left is, looks like Keller. And it is naked backfield. Awaiting the snap is Romero. Perfect snap, looking to throw out to his right, caught by Lopez at the 27, back to the 28-yard line, breaks out of a tackle. Lopez spins. I think he's got a first down at the 35. Sloppy tackling by Conifer. They should have held him up for no gain. Instead, it's a gain of 7, and the Mustang drive continues. What a play there by Lopez.
Gain is good.
Yeah.
for Mustang.
Yeah, all on Lopez, that's for sure. That time he caught it and got just enough yardage for that first down.
16th pass thrown by Romero. 1st and 10 at the 35. Up to the line of scrimmage. Romero, quarterback draw to his left to the 40. Romero's down after a gain of 5. Nice seam in there on the left side created by the Fort Morgan offensive line. But now Fort Morgan getting up to the line of scrimmage as Cohen Sykes
Down by number 23.
made the tackle.
Sykes.
3 minutes, 20 seconds to go, second quarter. Fort Morgan leads Conifer 10-7 in the opening game of the 2022 season and for the defending 3A state champions. Redding and Lopez to the right. 2 receivers out to the left. Man in motion to the left on 2nd down and 5. Romero back to throw. Pressure coming backside. Pass is going to be incomplete. Intended for Kayshawn Johnson at the 48 of Conifer, but it was thrown into the ground.
That'll bring up 3rd down.
He was open.
Yeah. Yep.
Romero, I might have missed that interception he threw. That would be 18 passes in the first half.
He was feeling a little pressure from that left side. I don't know if that's why
Well,
he threw it into the ground or not.
Yep, unofficially 9 of 18. It's over 100 yards. On 3rd down and 5 from the 40. 2 receivers split out to the left and the right. Romero looks to his right. That pass is caught underneath, but Lopez is belted at the 43-yard line. And he is down flat on his back, and that's a huge hit. He's getting up, but he got his bell rung. It's a gain of 3, and he will leave the game here just to get examined. 4th down
Lopez.
and 2 to go.
That'll bring up 4th down.
And the Mustangs are going to keep the offense out there.
Maybe try and draw them off.
Conifer will have plenty of time if Fort Morgan can't pick this up. 4th and 2 for the 43. I think Fort Morgan is going to utilize their last time out. Down to 2.5 to go, second quarter, with a 3-point advantage. 4th down and 2 at the 43. I think you're right, Kevin. Trips to the left. And there's the timeout.
No.
Oh, there's the flag. Delay of game. Yeah, that's a smart play. You don't want to go into halftime trailing because you took an unnecessary risk. Only the second penalty, make it the 3rd against Fort Morgan.
We'll see how the punting phase works this year.
Well, Chase Redding did punt a little bit last year. Cam Sadowski and Evan Clark back deep to receive for Conifer. It's not only the punting. What about the snap back to the punter? You don't want it too high. We've seen high snaps early on in the season. That one's perfect. Redding gets it off. A gorgeous spiraling punt. It will bounce at the 17-yard line. Take a nice Fort Morgan roll. Out of bounds at the 9.
Punt goes out of bounds.
Tremendous punt.
9-yard line, where Conifer
And
will
that
begin
goes
10.
for 53 yards for Chase Redding.
It's a good way to start your average for the season.
Makes it a lot more difficult now for Conifer.
What are they at, the 9?
That's what I saw initially. Yep, 9-yard line. But plenty of time to go, Brian.
Oh, yeah. 2:11.
However, no timeouts, so they've got to throw the ball unless they break off a big run. 1st and 10 for the 9, under center, handoff. Hudson left side. The ball is loose.
Morgan has it.
And Fort Morgan's recovered at the 13-yard line.
Recovered by
That's a big, big turnover, but I'm not sure who recovered the fumble.
recovery by number 26,
Samson Ortega, the sophomore, fell on the football. And that was a simple run play off left tackle.
Yeah, somebody reached in there and knocked it out of there. Nice play there by the defense.
Well, this could certainly make up for the pick six that was thrown earlier in the quarter. You've got 14 yards to go and one timeout and just over 2 minutes to go before the break. Now you can run the ball if you have to. First down and 10 for the Mustangs at the Conifer 14. Keller to the right of the quarterback, Romero. Man in motion to the right. And there is the keeper by Romero. He is swallowed up after a gain of a yard.
Helping out on the tackle.
The defensive tackle for Conifer did a good job of staying home there and didn't follow the running back in.
Austin Nomeyer with a hit.
Yeah, they're playing.
No gain on the play.
They're playing their positions. That's for sure. They're staying there. They're not, like you said, they weren't following the ball.
2nd and 10. Gain about half a yard. Inside of 2 minutes to go.
Minute 30.
Romero probably will throw. No, Romero will hand it off, and that ball's on the ground, and Conifer has it. Not a clean exchange from Romero to David Keller. Second turnover by the Mustangs.
Fumble on the play, I believe, was recovered by number
And that's a
2.
huge, huge turnover by Fort Morgan.
For
Huge.
Conifer. First and 10, Logos.
I think at that point you throw the ball. I mean, you've been throwing it more successfully than you have running it.
And you got the wind behind you.
Ball's at the 12-yard line. I'm Conifer. I almost consider taking a knee. Hand off to Hudson, and he is hit in the backfield for a loss of 1. Great penetration by Christian Velasquez. 2nd down and 11.
Stop number 67, Christian Velasquez.
Yeah, because Conifer will get the
1 yard
kickoff
loss,
start the second
down.
half. So I don't think they're in much of a hurry here unless they, because they haven't shown much of their passing game. So.
Yeah, you almost take a knee here. You take a knee, and you go into halftime. It's 2nd down and 11 at your own 11. Trips to the right, but that has got to be a decoy. Maybe they're just isolating somebody. And this will be a quarterback keeper. Running to his left is Nichols. Cross the 15 to the 16, and Fort Morgan calls a timeout. But that's it for them. That's a gain of 5. Problem is now you take the knee.
Yeah.
What do you got time-wise there, Brian?
29.6 seconds.
I mean, it's a good timeout. You might as well take it. Because Kevin Rohde said once you can't take the timeouts with you.
I was thinking of that earlier when you were talking about how early in the season you might as well use them because it's not like you can take them with you.
Right. Without a doubt. Trying to forget that quote, but it seems to follow us every year. And you're right.
And
You're
now,
absolutely right.
Now, at least for the next 2 years, we get Lutheran in our league. And you know they're the ones that started all of that.
Didn't they ever? What a waste of time that was.
That was a long night.
Romero's thrown for 115 yards in the opening half. Looks like 9 out of 19. Will they just hand it off? On 3rd down and about 5 from the 16, Hudson is going to be hit at the line of scrimmage, and then he plows ahead for a yard. And that's going to be the end of the opening half with the score. Fort Morgan 10, Conifer 7. I don't think they have another timeout. I don't believe that.
so.
Ty Davies trying to call another timeout. There's no other timeout. Fort Morgan 10, Conifer 7 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Along with Brian Nichols and Kevin Rohde, I'm John Beltran. Let's start the second half where the Mustangs lead Conifer 10-7. And Brandon Marquez will kick it off. And at some point, as well as Fort Morgan is playing on special teams, you fear, especially with a young team, there's going to be either a breakdown or a big play by the opposition. Because, quite frankly, Kevin, that'd be Conifer's best chances on defense and on special teams.
That's right.
Rise for the kickoff.
And they have done nothing on offense, but they're only down by 3. Ball is placed at the 40-yard line in high school football. Well, good. Another gorgeous kick towards the sideline. It bounces at the 1, and it goes into the end zone. That is dangerous. That is very dangerous, because if that ball took a side spin, the Mustangs could have recovered that at the 1-yard line. And that's a live ball. I'm surprised that the return man for Conifer allowed that to go over his head and bounce at the 1.
Yeah, he was pretty confident, or just lucky, one or the other, I guess.
And I'll tell you what, this Brandon Marquez, what a weapon he is. Gorgeous kickoff's got a great leg. 1st and 10. Wyatt Nichols is the quarterback with 2 in the backfield. He's going to go under center with a backs and an eye, different formation. Nichols, wide receiver screen, caught out to the right at the 17-yard line, along the sideline at the 25 to the 30. And that appears to be Jackson Kozar.
Pass is completed at number 10, Jackson.
That's a gain of 9. And we've seen Conifer make an adjustment right off the opening whistle in the 3rd quarter.
And they're back to their quick play.
9-yard gain on the play. Second down.
But they went under center, which they haven't done.
Right.
2nd down and 1. 5 yards behind center. Handoff to Hudson. He's got a hole across the 30. 1st down to the 35. A gain of 6. And the tackle made by Colin Duckworth. Good start. Only 8 yards in the opening half on 7 carries for Hudson. Now he's got 6 on 1 carry. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Conifer looking for the lead. 65 yards away. Play action. Pass out to the left is underthrown. Incomplete. And that is intended at the 39-yard line for Evan Clark, the 6'2", 200-pound senior tight end. 2nd down and 10. That was only the 7th pass attempt by Wyatt Nichols, and he's 3 out of 7 for 25 yards.
Yeah, it was not a good-looking pass at all.
2 receivers split out to the left. Backs and an eye under center. 2nd and 10. Nichols on the counter, handing off left to Hudson. He's got a hole across the 35 to the 40. Strong run. But the Mustangs grab him around the ankles. A gain of 5. 3rd down and 5. Nice job plugging that hole by Noah Aguirre, the sophomore. 3rd down and 5 to go for Conifer at the 40-yard line. 2 receivers split out each side. Hudson to the quarterback's left. 1-step drop. Out to his right. Wide open. 1st down. It is caught underneath, but that's a 1st down to Seth Goodrich at the 46 for a gain of 6 before he was driven back.
Number 5, Seth Goodrich.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of room out there. They're not. They're laying off of him quite a bit. He's getting some time to pass.
You're going to have to get some pressure on him.
Well, no doubt the key play of the game. 2 key plays of the game were back-to-back. The drop by Lopez and the interception return by Benson White. 1st and 10, Conifer at their own 46-yard line. Fort Morgan leads 10-7, and we have movement along the offensive line. That'll bring up a 1st and 15 off the false start.
Snap, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
Well, and you find out who your playmakers are on defense. After 2 or 3 games, you know Kayshawn Johnson for sure is 1. 1st and 15 at the 41. Out of a shotgun, and Conifer calls their first timeout. You don't want to do that in the second half of a close game.
Looked like they were getting things rolling pretty good there.
Well, it was early in the play clock, too.
Yeah.
This 3rd quarter is brought to you by Better Electric, covering all electric work from residential to commercial to agricultural. Better does matter. Call 970-521-1030. That's Better Electric. Fort Morgan 10, Conifer 7 early in the 3rd. The Mustangs have yet to touch the football. But their first 2 drives went for a total of 152 yards. But those numbers do not matter. Not as much as the score. Man in motion to the left. Play action on the end around. Screen out to the right. Wide open is Forsythe. Breaks out of a tackle along the sideline. across the 45. Mustangs had nice containment out there. That could have been a much bigger gain. Instead, it looks like it goes for 4. I don't think he got back to the original line of scrimmage. No. Second down and 11. But Nichols so far is into a rhythm. Second and 11 at their own 45-yard line. Shotgun formation. Trips to the left. Hard count twice by Nichols. Mustangs are not budging.
I'm surprised they're not calling him for movement the way he jumps like that when he
you're right.
Those calls.
Yeah, it's just not hand movement. It's body movement as well. And this time it's a give right up the middle. Hudson is going to be taken down at the line of scrimmage. Form tackling by 2 Mustangs, including Noah Aguirre. Man, that guy is good. He is really good. And so is Victor Villalobos. Third down and 11 to go for Conifer. 10 carries for 19 yards for Hudson from their own 45. Man in motion to the right. Nichols to throw. Pressure up the middle. He's hit as he throws. It's caught! First down across the 40 to the 36-yard line. It's a gain of about 19, and it was caught by Seth Goodrich, and that ball was thrown a little bit behind him. Gain of 20 officially. That's a tremendous play by Conifer, keeping the drive alive. Second catch for Goodrich on this drive at the 30, up to the line of scrimmage under center. Handoff, Hudson. He runs into a Mustang, snaps out of a tackle along the left side, down to the 25, a gain of 5. Johnson makes the tackle, but it could have been a gain of 1 or 2.
Yeah, their Mustangs aren't wrapping up like they need to.
Well, Fort Morgan might need to take a timeout because they look tired right now. Second down and 5 to go.
Looked like they had them kind of stopped to the momentum, and then all of a sudden that big long pass play really just stuck a dagger in us.
8.5 to go, third quarter. Fort Morgan leads Conifer 10-7. Conifer threatening, though. Play action, rolling to his right. Wide open underneath. It's caught by Goodrich at the 20-yard line, inside the 15 to about the 12, maybe the 11. No coverage out there by the Mustangs. It's a gain of 14 off the pass from Nichols to Goodrich. 4 for 4 on this drive for 44 yards.
Changed up that quarterback and put the who had been quarterback out as a receiver, and it's been working for him.
On first down and 10 for the 11. Shotgun. Nichols to throw out to his right. Caught underneath and a loss. Excellent tackle as the pass was caught. And the open field tackle by Nate Dahl at the 13-yard line. Maybe the 14. Heck, maybe the 15. A loss of 4. That's a huge play. I'm not sure who caught that ball. Along the far side.
Second down.
Well, they're saying that's Giannis. I thought it was number 11, unless I have
It was.
Yeah. On second down and 14. There's a pitch left. Hudson behind a blocker. Has got a seam along the left side to the 10. Hudson still on his feet. Down at about the 5. Big play for Conifer, a gain of 10. That's a perfect pitch play and a blocking scheme that worked out perfectly. And all of a sudden you have third down and 4 in 4-down territory for the Lobos.
Yeah, they did their homework at halftime, that's for sure.
We've got 7 minutes to go, third quarter. The Mustangs have led the entire game. But now Conifer is looking for the advantage. Third down and 4, a quarterback keeper breaks out of a tackle. He's going to be hit. There's a flag down. Hopefully that's a hold and not a face mask at the 2. I think it's a hold against Conifer. Yep. It is.
Well, you got to get some breaks during the season, too.
That'll put it back at about the 15.
Holding Conifer.
Well, another big third down play, but the big play so far, that conversion on that pass to Goodrich. And that was behind the line of scrimmage. Right. The ball's at the 18. It's third down and 17 to go. But Dixon does have a good leg. He could tie the game with a field goal. Trips to the left, one receiver to the right. They might be thrown to the receiver to the right. Back to throw Nichols. There's a fade up the right side into the end zone. It's incomplete. Watch out. Boy, tight coverage. You don't want to interfere there.
Ball is incomplete. Defended by number 11, Elvin Yanez.
I guess Giannis is wearing 11 and not 5. Incomplete. First incomplete pass. And Dixon will attempt a 35-yard field goal straight away to tie the game. Brandon Marquez got the scoring started for the Mustangs with a 25-yard field goal. And now a late substitution. Conifer might have to take a timeout. Play clock is running down. Awaiting the snap. Low snap. The kick is up, nearly blocked. It's going to be well off to the right. Well off to the right as Aguirre came through. I think if he kicks that straight, it's going to be blocked. It could go the other way.
Yeah, not a good kick at all. The wind is blowing left to right, so that might have had a little effect on it, but he also saw a Mustang coming at him.
And the Mustangs will take over.
Well, but I'm telling you, I think if he kicks that ball straight, it could have been blocked. Aguirre came through. Now, Aguirre is not the tallest player, but Dixon was clearly thrown off. High school football, it's not at the point where the field goal was attempted. It's back at the 20. So Fort Morgan's first drive of the second half. 6:28 to go. Fort Morgan 10, Conifer 7. Need a time-consuming drive. Out of the pistol formation is Chase Romero. Handoff to Keller, left side. Breaks out of a tackle, still on his feet. Across the 25 to the 26, a gain of 6. But that was mainly David Keller.
Yep. And he pulled out of that one about the line of scrimmage. Then
they'll give him 5 yards.
So I hope he's cramping.
And we've got an injured Mustang.
I think he's.
Yeah, I think it's a cramp.
cramp.
Well, it happens in the month of August.
Yeah, it's warm out there.
When you can't move like that,
Yep.
he's got a muscle that is so tight it doesn't allow him to move. 2nd down and 5 to go. Fort Morgan scored in their first 2 drives. Yeah, that has to be a cramp. As awkwardly as he's walking. Needs to hydrate.
Yeah. He's trying to work it out.
Get your house to the right temperature because it's difficult. Call Bailey Mechanical, 970-522-0471. Bailey Mechanical.
2nd down for the Mustangs.
Aiden Derry's now in the backfield. 2nd down and 5 for Fort Morgan at their own 25. Got to get K-Shun Johnson involved in the offense.
Yep.
He had 4 catches in the opening half for 63 yards. Derry to the right of the quarterback. Romero 4 yards behind center. There's the snap. Romero keeps it himself. He's going to be stuffed in the backfield. There's nothing there. He loses a yard, and he read that well, but there's nobody there's nobody blocking Forsyth up the middle.
Right, and that's a big difference in normal Fort Morgan offense. They change the line of scrimmage 2 or 3 yards downfield, and then the running back gets hit. In this game, they're getting hit in the backfield and having to earn every yard.
Fort Morgan was not a great running team last year. Frank Ortega in the championship game had 7 carries for 21 yards, and he was a great receiver against Lutheran in the semifinals. And it's not all on the running back. You need the blocking. 3rd down and 6 from the 24-yard line. Romero, play action, looks to throw, sets, out to his left. It's incomplete. Right through the hands of the intended receiver, Redding, at the 34-yard line. That ball's got to be caught. That was right in his hands, a perfect throw, and just dropped by the senior Redding.
Yeah, that's twice now that we've had balls really delivered really well and dropped by receivers. And it may not affect us this game in the long run, but somewhere down the road it's going to cost us a game.
Well, Redding had a huge catch against Meade last year in the championship game, so he certainly has good hands. This punt by Redding, and the gorgeous punt. And that's going to bounce at the 26-yard line and go out of bounds. Well, Redding might have dropped that pass there. But his punting has been tremendous. 51 yards for Chase Redding. Conifer's backed up. There's the drone going across from left to right from our vantage point. We're in the 3rd quarter. Just under 5 minutes remaining. Fort Morgan leads Conifer 10-7. 23-yard line is where Conifer will start. It's almost like we're flipping the script from the first half to the second half.
Right.
In terms of offensive aptitude.
But not on the scoring.
Not yet. Looking to throw out of the pistol formation. It's going to be, complete.
Yep.
At the 30 out of the shotgun along the far side. And that's a gain of 7.
On the far sideline.
Well, you really can't see the numbers.
7 yards, second down.
No.
Very difficult to see the numbers. We don't have any monitors up here. Wyatt Nichols has been very good in the second half so far. Second down and 3 to go at the 30-yard line. 2 receivers out to the left and 1 to the right. 5 yards behind center. The handoff to Hudson. He slams into a Mustang and gets a first down to the 38-yard line. High attempt on the tackle by, looks like Tyler Hedke. Big boy out there is Hedke. Are they going to measure? I thought he got the first down. He did, a gain of 3. And all of a sudden, Nick Hudson has 37 yards. He only had 8 at halftime.
33-yard line.
On 1st and 10 for Conifer. With 2 receivers out to the right. This will be a keeper, and back up the middle. Redding makes a nice tackle right around the waist. And Nichols goes down after a gain of 2 to the 35. That is assignment football played by Chase Redding. If not, that could have been a big gainer.
Yep. Yeah, they've got to do that. They've got to stay home. Conifer's been doing real good about that on defense.
Second down, 8 yards to go from the 35-yard line. Nichols is going to roll out to his right. He throws on the run. That's complete underneath for a gain of 5 at the 40-yard line. And the reception was made by
Pass was completed, number 34, Mason Murphy.
Mason Murphy. That's the number we did not have earlier. Mason Murphy with a catch. 3rd and 3. See, they're setting up 3rd and short.
Yep.
Under center. Are they going to give it to Hudson? Play action. Receiver screen out to the left. It's caught underneath and breaking a tackle on a first down to Jackson Kozar, but there's a flag down. Is that going to be?
It's a hold.
Yeah, I think there was. Yep, I think that's going to come back.
Oh,
But
no.
still,
Face mask.
Face mask.
Completed to number 10, Jackson Kosar.
It's a face mask on Morgan.
Yeah.
well, let's see. Well, that wouldn't be declined. It would take that another 15.
Yeah.
It's a 4-yard catch by Kozar, but he should have been hit at the point of the catch. Unless, I think it might have been an offensive lineman face masking.
Yeah,
It was, yeah, it was the blocker.
Oh, that's a huge penalty against Conifer.
Foul face mask on the offense. 15-yard penalties, still 3rd down.
Well, now it's instead of 3rd and 4 or 3rd and 3, that's going to be 3rd and close to 18 or 19. They've got to get to the 43. Wow. Okay, I guess it was downfield. Isn't a face mask 15 yards? They did it for the end of the play. That's what they did. They pointed it. They counted off for the end of the play. Now it's 3rd and 15 for the 28. 2 receivers split each side. Got to cut down the music. The play has already started. Nichols back to throw. Pressure coming deep along the right sideline. Incomplete. Well defended by Yanez at the 43-yard line in front of the Conifer bench. I don't know why we're running music here. I've heard music run multiple times as the play is about to commence.
Right, I'm wondering whether that's even...
That's not allowed.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the first time. That's why I finally said something, at least on air. That is this like, that's normal protocol.
Yep.
10-7 Fort Morgan over Conifer. 2:36 to go in the 3rd. High snap on the punt. It's a low line drive. It almost looked like it was tipped. Takes a huge Conifer roll inside the 45 to the 43-yard line.
Punt is down at the
A punt of 29 yards.
Mustangs will take over. 1st and 10.
That might be Benson White, who also punts, but hard to spot that number. Okay, the one thing you have to do at the very minimum is take the ball into the 4th quarter.
Right.
Yep.
You got to take it into the 4th quarter.
How much time's left?
2:27.
Yeah, that's right. You get a first down.
They
Just
got to
one
get a
first
first
down.
down. They do have to at least.
Because they're not going to be able to run it. The running game tonight has not been awful, but it's not been good either. 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line. And this Conifer team brought back a lot of their starters from last year. At the 43, Romero will hand it off on the right side. There's a hole across the 45 to the 50. And getting loose is David Keller, but a flag is down. That's going to nullify a gain to the 41. which would have gone for 16 yards, but it's holding Fort Morgan.
We do have a flag on the field.
Well,
Yep, that's what they got to get cleaned up going on.
now they're going to have to utilize the pass. That was thrown right at the line of scrimmage. So now it should be first down and 20.
Penalty is against the Mustangs.
Bank of Colorado believes in keeping things simple. Apply for the loan you need for your dream home fully online. Visit bankofcolorado.com for all the information today. That's Bank of Colorado. The ball's at the 33, first and 20 for Fort Morgan. A 25-yard field goal by Brandon Marquez, a 1-yard run by Aiden Derry. Benson White in the second quarter with a 51-yard interception return. That's the scoring. Nothing here in the third. Clock continues to run. We should be inside of 2 minutes.
Right at 2 minutes.
On first and 20 from the 33. Pick it up in small chunks. Looks like Conifer is coming on a blitz. They do. Romero to throw. Romero over the middle. It's caught and getting loose is Johnson at the 45. Along the sideline to the 50. Johnson back to the inside, and he's out of bounds. First down. What an excellent athletic play there for Kayshawn Johnson. A gain of 23 yards on a first and 20.
Yeah, he's going to be exciting to watch this year for sure.
Well, we can strike the he's going to be exciting. He's already there. But I know what you mean. I mean, he's already, right. Well, hold on. Brian, are you impressed?
I was impressed on that play.
Yeah, that play is not going to change, so he can be impressed on that one.
All right. I don't know, man. This guy's hard to please. But Brian's been married over 40 years, so, I mean, that's obviously something's going on that's right. I learned from you. First and 10 from the 44-yard line. There's the give on the end around to Aiden Derry. He's stuffed in the backfield along the right side. He got out of the backfield, but loses a yard as Benson White makes the tackle at the 45-yard line. 2 carries for 0 yards and a touchdown.
On the line of scrimmage, the Conifer defenders are just reading the blocks and getting around them, and they're right where the play's coming.
5 catches for 86 yards for Kayshawn Johnson. Romero has thrown for 138 yards. About a 50-50 completion to incompletion ratio. On second down and 11 for the 45. In motion to the right is Lopez. It's a keeper by Romero. And he's back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Tremendous penetration once again. That is from Cohen Sykes, a senior. Third down and 11.
Third down for the Mustangs.
I mean, you could barely floss through that hole. All right, there's nothing there. There is nothing.
Speaking of flossing, I have to go to the dentist tomorrow.
It's been a while since I've been to the dentist. I better get going. It's been a while. But if you want to keep all your teeth, they say you floss. I got to floss more often. Third down and 11 for the Conifer 45. Lopez is in motion to the left. Play action. Romero with time. Lobs it out wide open, and Keller falls and catches it at the 38-yard line. It's a gain of 8. But if he stays on his feet, he could have picked up a first down.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he needed a leap for that ball. It looked like a perfect pass, and that's the end of the third quarter with the score. It's Fort Morgan 10, Conifer 7. Mustang football is brought to you in part by Gordon Insurance, on your home of the defending 3A state champions, Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Huge play to begin the fourth quarter. John Beltran with Brian Nichols and Kevin Rohde. 10-7 Fort Morgan. They face a fourth down and 4 to go at the Conifer 34-yard line. Defense is held up for Fort Morgan. They have not allowed a point. On 4th and 4, Romero, play action, back to throw, out to his right, and it's off the hands of Chase Redding, incomplete at the 31-yard line. I'm not sure if it was deflected away, but Redding definitely got a hand on that ball. Tough to tell if it was thrown a little bit behind him, but the pass was certainly close enough.
Yeah, he was able to get one hand out there, but Chase let him just a little bit too much.
That was pass attempt number 23 unofficially for Chase Romero. How long can this defense hold up? They have not allowed a single point in this game. Conifer's lone points, a 51-yard interception return by Benson White. On the second play of the fourth quarter, Baxton and I, quarterback Nichols under center, 1st and 10, 38. Pitch left to Hudson. Hudson behind a blocker, a seam to the 40, a stiff arm to the 45, and a first down, or maybe just a tad short to the 47, a gain of 9. Samson Ortega was in on the hit.
Yeah, neither our defensive end nor our cornerback set the edge and turned him back in, and that's what led him to have all those yards.
Yeah, he's got a pretty hefty stiff arm out there he was pushing guys away with.
8 yards in the first half for Nick Hudson on 7 carries. He's got 38 yards in the second half on 7 carries. 2nd and 1, high snap. This will be a quarterback keeper, a first down to the 50, and slammed down at the 46 by Aiden Derry's, the quarterback Nichols, but not before a gain of 7.
And all of a sudden they're gashing us.
Well, they seem to for a little bit, and then they forget how they got down there.
Right.
20-20 offense is just different than red zone offense.
Yeah.
It minimizes the field, and yet that's why you have to get the running game going inside the 20. If the running game is not going, then the advantage goes to the defense. 1st and 10 for the Mustang 46. And the ball is dropped, picked up, rolling to his right, still rolling, still rolling. It's going to be sacked is Nichols at the 46, right at the line of scrimmage.
Number 33.
Aiden Derry came from behind. No, this will be a loss of 1.
Yep.
On the sack, 2nd down and 11. I'm surprised Nichols just didn't get rid of that ball or just run.
Yeah, he had plenty of room, it looked like.
2nd down, 11 yards to go at the Mustang 47. We have 10-14 to go in the game. Fort Morgan leads Conifer 10-7, and Conifer again making mistakes, calling a second timeout.
Timeout, Conifer.
I mean, if they're down in the game on defense with 3 or 4 minutes to go, Fort Morgan, even if they can't run the ball, they're going to keep the ball on the ground just to eat up time.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not the play they wanted.
Although in Conifer's defense, every time they've called a timeout, they've come up with a big play that's either gotten a first down or a defensive stop.
You're right. You're right.
So,
and once again, you can't take the timeouts with you, but you shouldn't take them this early.
no.
Yep. See what they come up with there.
Decent turnout for the first Mustangs game. Student section's pretty full.
Yeah, for a Thursday night.
Got the girls playing volleyball out of town somewhere.
2nd down, 11 yards to go for Conifer. At the Fort Morgan 47. Trips to the left. Mustangs on a blitz. Here comes the pressure and a sack. Noah Aguirre came right through the middle along with Aiden Derry and Victor Villalobos. And a sack goes for about 8 yards. A huge play by the Mustang defense. 2nd sack of the drive. And now it's 3rd down and 18. They picked it up before in the 3rd quarter on that 20-yard pass to Goodrich. 3rd and 18. The music's still going. This drives me crazy. And there's the give to Hudson. He's got a couple of yards. That's it.
Right.
Nice penetration there by Ramirez and Christian Velasquez. Are they going to play field position? They could. Their defense has been very good. 4th down and 16.
Oh, they've got a punt here.
Benson White has done everything. He's going to punt again.
Well, going back to that playing the music, let me editorialize for a minute. You know, even if it's allowed by the rules, it's not sportsmanlike. You just don't do that.
Right. 4th down and 16. Punt formation is White. Perfect snap, no pressure. Low line drive. Mustangs got to let that bounce. It bounced at the 21. Back up, get away from the ball. If you're Montez, don't even touch it. And it's downed at the 13-yard line by Jackson Kozar, but Fort Morgan doesn't have the offense to run plenty of clock, at least based on what they've done after the 2nd drive. The first 2 drives were great. They've done virtually nothing.
Of course, their first 2 drives were into the wind in that first quarter, so I don't know if that has something to do with it. Let's hope Fort Morgan gets it together and gets moving.
Time is not a factor. 8 minutes and 52 seconds to go in the game. Fort Morgan 10, Conifer 7 at their own 13-yard line. Somebody has to break off a big play. Johnson's had a couple. Keller's had one. From the 13. In motion to the left is Lopez. He has it on the end around, cutting it back to the inside to the 15. Lopez to the 20. Lopez getting loose, breaking tackles. Lopez to the 32. A gain of 19. There's a big play for Angel Lopez. How about that?
That's what we need, is someone to decide they're going to make a difference.
That's the biggest run play of the game for the Mustangs. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. If you score, you pretty much win this game, and that's a touchdown. You'd be up by 9 or 10. At the 32, out of the pistol, high snap. Romero takes it himself, and he's grabbed around the ankles. He gains 2 yards to the 34. Taken down by Austin Nollmeyer. And getting up slowly is Ramirez. Looks like he's cramping a little bit. 2nd down and 8. 12 carries for 15 yards for Chase Romero. Yeah, that's not going to cut it. But then again, you know, he doesn't have the blocking there.
No, that's something that's going to have to come along.
From the 34-yard line. Lopez is out to the left. He's now in motion. Romero up the middle. He's got a hole across the 35, and then he spun down at the 41. That's his best carry. He faked it on the end around to Lopez, and he had a seam up the middle for a gain of 6. If you're going to get to the next level, they'll call it the 40. This is when you got to run down the clock and win these games. 3rd down and a short 2 at the 40. Clock continues to roll nearly midway through the 4th.
7 minutes.
On 3rd down and 2. They've got 8 up at the line of scrimmage. Romero to his right. Romero close to a 1st down. Right at the stick. They're going to have to measure. He's down at the 42. They will have to measure, there's no doubt.
Well, if they put it on the 42, that should
That's
be
a first down from here.
Yeah,
That's a first down. It's past. Yep, they got it.
Yep, the umpire looked left instead of right and got a little better spot for Fort Morgan.
Yeah, initially I thought he was a little bit short.
Yep.
And the clock continues to roll, and Conifer has just 1 timeout remaining. Under 6.5 minutes to go. Fort Morgan 10, Conifer 7. Mustangs got the ball with under 9 minutes to go in the game. And this is by far their best possession of the second half. From the 42, 2 receivers split out to the right, none to the left. Romero will hand it off to Keller, right side. He's going to be swallowed up by a couple of Lobos for a loss. That's a terrible spot, by the way. Back at the 40, he had some forward momentum. That's not a good spot. Jacob Ryan made the first hit, 2nd down and 12.
Yeah, they're going to have to shore up that front line.
They need to have Johnson just release and run straight down the field.
I think you're right.
Play action, and like they used to do with Trey McBride. Remember those days?
Yes, well, they're so tight. They're playing so tight on the line of scrimmage. Johnson's got major speed.
Yeah.
That might be the call right now, Kevin, on 2nd down and 12 for the 40. Romero with a play action, looks to throw. Johnson wide open deep over the middle, and it's broken up or dropped right around the 33. Oh, man, that was the play.
Yeah, just didn't lead him enough. He was wide open.
Yep.
And threw it short. And,
yep.
That's too bad.
Good call, Coach.
yeah.
Not a terrible throw, but if he leads them more, that could have been 6. They have misspotted the football. Should be 3rd and 12 at the 40.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was there.
I like that call, though. And now Johnson's out of the game. Into the game now is Trey Romero, a sophomore, who's got very good hands.
Maybe we can get Redding open and give him a chance to redeem himself and make a catch.
on 3rd down and 12 from their own 40. Conifer is coming on a blitz. Romero is going to run with the football to the 45. Flags are down, and so is Romero at the 49, but this is going to come back. This is a hold against Fort Morgan.
Number 7, Chase Romero on the carry.
And they're going to take that penalty.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That means it'll be 3rd and 22 or worse.
Yeah. So the spot of the foul.
Oh, that's going to be worse.
Yeah.
It'll be 3rd and 26. If that ball's placed at the 26, they've got to get to the 48 of Conifer.
Still 3rd down.
Johnson is not in the game. 3rd down and 26. You got to be conservative here.
I mean, you lost all that field position. That
Yeah,
could
you
have
cannot
punted it
do
and-
something risky. Hopefully get a flag against Conifer on 3rd down. Back to throw. There's a screen out to the right. Called by Keller at the 20. Keller's down at the 28. I mean, some decent deception there, but that wasn't going to go throw Conifer off balance. A gain of 2.
Yeah.
Short gain on the play. That'll bring up 4th
25 passes thrown by Romero. And he's thrown for 148 yards. Conifer will have one final shot to take the lead. What do you got time-wise there?
4:25.
Yeah, with one timeout, this is going to be their drive. And, oh boy, movement by Fort Morgan. Forget about that punt. That punt's going to land, and it's going to take a roll. It's going to take a Mustang roll, but they're going to repunt down at the 30-yard line. Angel Lopez got on the field late, and he was still moving.
Yep.
They're going to bring everything back. And Chase Redding has been outstanding with his punting. And now there's a lot more pressure. Yeah, this is not looking great for the Mustangs. This 4th quarter brought to you by Rudy's Tires. 9 is the magic number. That's right, 9 locations across Northeast Colorado and Nebraska means there's always a location close by. Visit Rudy'sTires.com for more. That's Rudy's Tires. Redding standing at his own 10-yard line. If he can nail another 50-yarder, that would be necessary right here. And that one is going to be high and a little bit shorter. Bounces at the 49, takes a side roll, and is down at the 48. That's only a punt of 28 yards. Conifer is in business. Mustangs need a turnover as we are closing in near the top of the hour. This is Morgan County's B106. KPRB brushed Fort Morgan. And even 4 minutes to go in the game.
So you think Conifer's now in 4-down territory the rest of the way?
Without a doubt. Unless they're got a close field goal. 1st and 10. Receiver screen to the left. It's caught underneath. And breaking a tackle across the 40 to the 37 for a gain of 15 is Goodrich again. This guy's been a terror in the second half. That's his 4th catch in the second half for 55 yards.
Yeah, that was a really nice, well-conceived play.
1st and 10 at the Mustang 37. There's the pitch right to Hudson. Cuts it back, and he's going to be down. Great penetration. Tremendous penetration for a loss of 3. That is Oscar Ramirez. 2nd down and 13. This Mustang defense has played great. I know they've given up yardage, but you've shut them out.
Yep.
I don't care they missed a field goal. You've shut them out. I smell a Johnson interception if they throw it that way. On 2nd down and 13, pressure coming, throw at the back foot, incomplete. Nearly picked off by Montez on a dive to the 30. Notice they're not throwing towards Johnson's area. No, didn't come close there. We've got a lot of passes in this game. 18 by Nichols. 25 by Romero. 43 for the opening games, quite a bit. 3rd down and 13 to go for the Mustang 40. Yeah, you can't punt here, Kevin. You can. You're already in Mustang territory. Conifer is Fort Morgan going to call their 2nd timeout.
Timeout.
Okay,
Mustangs.
that's a good timeout because you've got the lead. You know that Conifer is going to probably isolate a receiver, and it's going to be either Goodrich or Forsythe. And you need a scheme so every defensive player is involved in this play. I'm not sure what Ty Davies is talking to the official about. It is his birthday, but I don't think he told the official that.
No, probably not.
Oh, now we've got
The AD involved in
Bob Campbell.
They're talking about the.
Well, he's right. I'm not sure why that music is running at all.
I don't know if
I mean, it
that's
wasn't
what
running now, but it was before.
Yeah, I don't know why all of a sudden it's.
Third down and 13 to go from the 40-yard line. Fort Morgan 10, Conifer 7. 3 minutes, 11 seconds to go in the game. And now two officials are talking about something at the 42 of Fort Morgan, and now they have separated. On third down, shotgun formation. Play action. Throw over the middle is going to be caught. First down. Holy Mahongas to the 26 by Forsythe. They did isolate him. A gain of 14.
Gain is good. Prairie Lobos first down.
Man, they have come through with a big play every time they've needed it. On 1st and 10 from the 26 time is not a factor at all. It might be a factor for Fort Morgan if Conifer takes the lead.
2:50 left.
Yeah, you got to throw it somewhere in Keishon Johnson's area. He's got great hands. Under center now. Rolling out to his right is Nichols, throwing underneath. The pass is going to be tipped. Oh, and it could have been intercepted because it rolled off the fingers, but Aguirre was just tackling the intended receiver, Evan Clark, and it looked like it was rolling along Aguirre's back.
Yeah.
Second down and 10. The only good thing for Fort Morgan, it stops the clock. And again, that's a good thing for Fort Morgan because if Conifer scores, you want some time left.
Yep.
Did Conifer call their last time out?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Well, why are they running? You can't run the clock there. You cannot run the clock there. What? The official's got to keep his head in the game.
Yeah, now they waved it off.
I know, but I think they ran 5 seconds.
Yeah, anyway.
Second down and 10 from the 26. Yeah, I mean, you can make a mistake like that earlier in the game, but not now. Every second is critical.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't put more time back on the clock.
On second down and 10, two receivers split out each side. Shotgun formation. Nichols, three-step drop. Pass out to the right is incomplete. The intended receiver at the 22-yard line was Seth Goodrich, who's been a terror in the second half. 4 catches in the second half for 55 yards.
So let's hold them for these 2 plays.
Oh,
Should
that's
be able
it.
to run out the clock at that point, or close to it.
Yep. 2:28.
Third down and 10, but third and long means nothing if you're Conifer. They picked up third and long 2 or 3 times in this half. Mustangs might be coming in a blitz, and there's a flag. I don't think a Mustang crossed the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, the
I think that was
umpires called it.
against Conifer. I didn't see the movement, but clearly it didn't look like Fort Morgan crossed.
Had to be somebody on the line.
They anticipated a Mustang crossing the line of scrimmage. Big difference between 3rd and 5 and 3rd and 15. It's going to be 3rd and 15 as this is illegal procedure. False start, that is, against
Although it seems like
Conifer.
the longer the third down play, the more likely Conifer is to make it.
They picked up a 3rd and 13. Now it's a 3rd and 15 from the 31. Again, throw it towards Johnson's side. This guy defends as well as anybody. 5 yards behind center. Nichols to throw deep up the left side. The pass is going to be underthrown.
No.
And I think it hit the ground.
Yep.
I believe it hit the ground at the 9-yard line. Incomplete. Oh, man, that was close because it was underthrown towards Forsythe. If that had more air on it, that would have been caught in a 1st and goal. That was very close.
Yeah, Johnson had overrun it.
Conifer, I believe, has 1 timeout remaining. 4th down and 15 for the 31. Do you come on a blitz or at least send a linebacker?
Well,
If Nichols has all types of time, he's going to complete a pass.
and they've had great success with
Well, there's their final
screens.
timeout. Yep.
So you got to be aware that they might throw a screen, they might run a draw.
Man, a screen is an awfully big risk, a huge risk on a 4th and 15.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, they could do something crazy like a hook and ladder.
Right.
Yep.
That's not out of the realm of possibility.
Although less likely on the first game of the season.
True.
Don't have time to put in those trick plays. It comes down to, and that's what I love about football in general, but high school football is this one play, it's going to have an impact on the rest of the trajectory on both of these teams. Not saying if you lose this first game, you're out, but it plays to your psyche, it plays to your momentum and everything else.
4th down and 15. Conifer at the Mustang 31. This is for the game for the Lobos, trailing Fort Morgan 10-7. 2 receivers split out each side. Mustangs with 4 up on the line of scrimmage, coming in a blitz. Nichols is going to roll to his right. Ramirez chasing him, throws in towards the end zone. It's going to be caught at the 7-yard line to the 5. Touchdown. Oh, it was underthrown again. Caught by Forsythe. It's a touchdown. 31 yards, and Conifer leads 13-10.
The extra point decides whether we have to get a field goal or a touchdown to this next drive.
I mean, it was severely underthrown.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. One play away was the Mustangs from clinching victory, and now they're going to be down by 4 if Dixon kicks the extra point. Awaiting the snap, perfect snap. The kick is right into the line of scrimmage. I think it was bobbled.
Yep.
It looked like it was bobbled by the holder,
Right.
Karsten Wolanski. So now a Fort Morgan field goal can send the game into overtime. Well, now you need a nice return.
Yep.
A return can really do it. We've had big returns in past years. Against Roosevelt, there was a huge return in a game that Fort Morgan won in overtime in 2019. The clock reads
2:11.
Conifer leads 13-10. Yeah, that pass was really underthrown. I thought he was going for the end zone. And that's really not bad defense. What are you going to do?
Yeah, they chased him out of the pocket. They were running him down, but just couldn't get to him.
Let's all rise for the kickoff.
Now, if you can get this return to at least the 30, at least the 30-yard line. Remember, Fort Morgan only has 1 timeout remaining.
Yep.
Conifer looking to knock off the defending state champions in the first game of the season. Dixon to kick it off. Towards the sideline. You got to let that. Oh, it bounces off the Mustang. Picked up at the 16-yard line, along the sideline to the 25, and upended at the 26. I'm not sure if that was no, I don't think it was Ortega. But I thought that ball was about to roll out of bounds.
Right.
It was Yanez. Well, you have to isolate Johnson. He's got to win this game for you. Romero and Johnson. There's no doubt. Trips to the left, 2:06 to go. David Keller can also break one. Lopez had a big play earlier in this quarter. On 1st and 10 for the 26. There's no timeouts. Now Romero to throw. The pass is going to be incomplete, intended for Redding at the 30. There were not enough defenders out there for Conifer. I'm not sure why the coaches are yelling timeout. You've all 3.
That'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, there's no timeout. 2nd down and 10.
They're concerned that their defensive players are not deep enough.
Well, they've got everybody out to the other side, and there's 3 Mustangs out to the left. Somebody's going to get open here. Aguirre is in the backfield. 2nd down and 10 for the 26. Just over 2 minutes to go in the game. Conifer is taking the lead on a 4th and 15 conversion to Forsythe. Romero's going to roll to his left, looking for a block. Throws off his back foot. It's caught at the 30 and down inbounds at the 31-yard line is Chase Redding. Clock continues to roll. It's only a gain of 5.
Stopped at the 31-yard
They got to get up to the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
A minute 43 to go. Plenty of time. You pick up a first down, it'll stop the clock momentarily. At the 31 on 3rd down and 5. Romero, 5-step drop, looks, heaves it towards the right side, caught underneath. Redding's going to get out of bounds. He does not, but they'll stop the clock for the movement of the chains, get up to the line of scrimmage. First down to the 39. I'm not sure. He was trying to make a move, a gain of 8.
Yeah, caught his foot, went
Now,
down.
now you got to get up there. They're going to start this clock, and there it goes. 61 yards away is Fort Morgan. 1st and 10. We're under a minute and a half to go in the game, and they're taking way too much time. At their own 39, yeah, this is not urgent football. You've got to have the plays already designed. They've chewed up about another 10 or 11 seconds. You can't afford to do that. From the 39-yard line, Romero, deep drop, looks to throw, and he throws it out. It's going to be intercepted. That's going to be the game. It's picked off by Benson White. Redding makes the tackle at the 42-yard line of Fort Morgan, and the Conifer Lobos will defeat the Mustangs in the 2022 opener. Romero is picked off for the 2nd time in the game.
He had time, but not a good pass. They had way too many guys in the defensive backfield.
Yep.
59.8 seconds to go.
It's his first varsity football game as a quarterback. So he has a chance to progress and get better.
Well, he threw the ball 29 times unofficially. I'm not even sure why Conifer is not in a victory formation. At the 42, handoff to Hudson. You try to strip the ball now, and he's down at the line of scrimmage. That's not very smart. I mean, Fort Morgan calls a timeout, but that's their last timeout. You should be in victory formation.
Timeout, Mustangs.
Yeah.
There's no reason to hand the ball off. You know, and Hudson just nailed down. I mean, he protected the ball well, but
why even run into the line?
yeah, I didn't understand that whatsoever.
Well, next week we'll be going all the way to Brush. We'll see tomorrow how good Brush is going to be. They take on a really good 1A team in cross-county rival Wiggins.
That'll be on 1010 KSIR at 7 o'clock. Brian and I will be out there for that game. But Fort Morgan couldn't run the ball tonight, and one play away.
Yep.
Even with all the issues with the run game.
And that receiver did a nice job because he came back to the ball. He didn't just keep running into the end zone and running away. He came back and got that pass.
They're still not in victory formation unless he takes a knee. There's the give to Hudson. You got to try to rip that thing out. Down at the 40. Did Fort Morgan have another timeout? I thought they had taken 2 already. Well, now okay. That's my bad. I thought they only had 1 remaining. Now it makes sense. Now that makes total sense as to why Conifer ran the ball twice.
Yeah.
Hudson back to the original line of scrimmage. I thought they only had 1 left. So my apologies. But now they have none left. Now they have none left. Time, Ryan?
47.9 seconds.
Probably going to have to run it again just to be safe. Well, that makes sense now. The Mustangs with a very deficient running game tonight. They picked up 79 yards on the ground. But they did it on 28 carries. 3rd down, handoff to Hudson. They're not ripping that football from him. He gains a yard to the 40.
Number 13, Nicholas Hudson on the
I don't know what he's...
stopped at the 40-yard line.
Stop the clock.
Nope.
No, you can't. No timeouts.
I think they're
I think
looking
he's
to
telling
see...
them you do have to run one more play.
Oh, okay.
Well, if you're Conifer, you might even take a penalty.
Yep. Get it down and know exactly how many seconds you have to try
Right.
and run off in your last play.
Well, if that was a 10-second mark, it's under 5. They don't have to run a play, do they? Yep. 8 point. And then
Delay of game on the offense.
Well, they can just take a knee.
yeah, there's like 0.8 seconds left. It should have been. Then they ran the
2
clock
seconds.
out.
He's telling them to put 2 seconds on the clock. So did he put 2 on?
Yep.
Fourth down.
Yep.
Chase Romero threw for 161 yards in the game, but a couple of picks, including a pick 6.
So you take the snap and run backwards about 20 yards and slide.
No, not even that. With
Just
2
stand
seconds.
there. Yeah.
On 4th down and 15, and now he's got to go down, and almost a late hit there, and that's it. Goes down at the 46-yard line of Conifer. And the Conifer Lobos have come to Fort Morgan and pulled off the victory. The final score tonight, Conifer rallies
Please drive home safely.
from a 10-0 deficit and they defeat the Fort Morgan Mustangs on the opening night of the 2022 Colorado High School football season. Conifer wins the game 13-10 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Mustang Post Game Show is brought to you by Advanced Agri Solutions. Make sure the nutrients you've purchased for your field are getting to your crops. Get a full plan of seed, food, and water with Advanced Agri Solutions. Call Dusty or Roxy 970-571-2024. Along with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde, I'm John Beltran. The Mustangs had a 10-0 lead on a 25-yard field goal from Brandon Marquez and a 1-yard plunge in the second quarter from Aiden Derry. But then a drop pass, which could have gone for 6, followed by a 51-yard interception return by Benson White, made it 10-7. And then on a 4th and 15 with just over 2 minutes to go in the game, with Oscar Ramirez chasing the quarterback, Nichols, who was rolling out to his right, Wyatt Nichols, he threw the ball on the run. It was well underthrown. Grady Forsythe, as Brian mentioned, came back for the ball, caught it at the 8, and then he carried a defender into the end zone, a 31-yard touchdown. And then on the ensuing possession, Benson White picked off a pass, his second interception of the game from Chase Romero. Brian, growing pains. Conifer wins 13-10.
You know, that's for sure. Yeah, there's a lot to work on in this coming week before they go to Brush next week. They got to get that running game going a little bit, and that's going to come from some blocking up front. They're going to have to work on that. I know they're probably young. I'm not sure who was starting up there for sure, but it starts up front on that running game. They've got to get the control of that offensive line, or try to get it outside, bust it outside maybe, and see what happens out there. And then the passing game was good. It was decent, but he had the 2 picks, and that kind of kills your momentum right there, especially a pick 6 and then the one at the end of the game. So,
Well, and Kevin, the defense can only hold on for so long.
Yeah, they did a really good job. They held them to 7 points. Most games you hold the opposing team to 7 points, you're going to win. And they're going to have to figure out that offense. I'm sure when they look at the films, maybe they'll realize all their throwing went to the outside, all their running went to the inside, and maybe they need to vary that a little bit more and work on that. But basic fundamentals, and that's where young kids fall down sometimes. They haven't had the reps and been out there. And we have great coaches, great kids that'll respond, and I look forward to the next 9 games, plus the postseason. But it's going to be a tough week of practice, and if they're not motivated to beat Brush, I don't know what will motivate them.
At halftime, Fort Morgan had 165 total yards of offense, and Conifer had 26. Fort Morgan finished with 240 yards of total offense, and Conifer had 191. So they picked it up in the second half.
Yep.
And Wyatt Nichols certainly did a much better job than he did in the first half. He was 13 of 23 for 137 yards. and he was much better in the second half, as I mentioned. Nick Hudson was as well, 17 carries for 43. Wyatt Nichols had a 13-yard loss early, then carried the ball 3 times for 14. Jackson Kozar, 1 for 10. Their leading receiver, well, Forsyth had 4 catches for 57 yards and a touchdown. Seth Goodrich had 4 receptions on 1 drive, and that went for 55 yards. The Mustangs, with Chase Romero at the quarterback position, 15 of 29, 161 yards and 2 interceptions. Rayshon Johnson was the leading receiver, or Kayshawn, excuse me. 5 catches for 86 yards. David Keller had 2 in the game, or make it 4 in the game, for 44. Lopez with 3 receptions. Chase Redding 2 for 13. Ramirez had 1 for 12. But the running game really struggled. 14 carries, 22 yards for Romero. David Keller, 9 carries for 24. And that fumble, Lopez had 3 carries for 33 yards. Aiden Derry, 2 carries for 0 yards, but he had a 1-yard touchdown run. Mustangs have lost for the first time since the Roosevelt game here. In fact, the last time they lost on the road was the 2020 playoffs against Roosevelt. And they'll be back on the road, as Kevin mentioned, on next Friday night, a week from tomorrow, when they take on the Brush Bee Diggers, 7 o'clock kickoff right here on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. For Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde, I'm John Beltran. A disappointing end to the first night of the season. The Mustangs 1 play away from winning, but they lose the game to Conifer 13-10. For Brian and Kevin Rohde, I'm John Beltran. Conifer 13, Fort Morgan 10, on your home of the defending state champions, Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.